Good morning, Katie. This is Courtney from the Green Life Psychiatric Center. How are you doing today?
I'm okay. Just I'm here.
That's good. So, may I ask you, Katie, when were you born?
I was born March 16th, um, and I'm 30 years old.
Okay. So, I just want you to know, I just want you to know that the things we talk about today is confidential. It will stay between us. Only time your record will be looked at is by someone who you are requesting for them to see your evals. So it looks like your doctor Dr. Rashid referred you to me, and he wanted me to make a decision to see if you'll be a good placement at the Greenleaf Psychiatric Unit. Is that something you want to do today?
Yeah, I'd like to talk, more about, I guess, what it's like. I went to him and I recently had a divorce. Um, and what happened was I just left one day. I just snapped and I just went to stay with a friend. And when I wanted to come back, he locked me out of the house. He wouldn't let me see my kids. He took my kids away from me. And as a mom, that's really hard when you don't have your kids. And so we were fighting and arguing, and I just couldn't deal with it. So I just ran off and went to the friend's house, and they offered me some drugs. They offered me cocaine. They said it would help me feel better. And I did it, and it did make me feel better for a while. Um, I don't know. And now I'm struggling because I can't see my kids. We went to court and they drug tested me. So now I lost custody, or, and it just makes it harder. So it's like the drugs make me feel better. And because I don't have my kids, but I want to get my life back on track. I want to do better. I want to be healthy again. I want to be a mom.
Okay. Okay, Katie. Okay, Katie, when did these symptoms start to present?
Well, it really started when I guess when I snapped and I went to my friend's house. I mean, I never touched drugs before a day in my life. And, I was 30. And
You just started doing drugs at the age of 30?
yeah,
Okay, and when you take these drugs, how do you feel?
well, I get this very like high feeling, like happy feeling, but then it wears off and I get paranoid. So it's like it makes me feel better in the moment, but it just all crashes down. And then I'm left feeling normal again.
And with the paranoid state, how do you feel? Do you hear
It's
voices?
like,
Are you
yeah, yeah, I hear voices. I hear voices. Um, there's like whispers. I feel like people are out to get me.
okay? And have you ever attempted suicide or wanted to harm others?
There was one time when my ex-husband did let me talk to my kids on the phone, and it's like they didn't really want to talk to me because they think mommy's bad now. And so I got the kitchen knife and I started to cut myself, but then I just couldn't go through with it.
Okay. And was that time the only time you ever thought of suicide?
No, when I was 14, my parents got a divorce, and it's like when I cut myself, it makes me feel things like I'm alive.
And at the age of 14, how long did the suicidal thoughts go for?
It really just went for a moment, probably just a day. I was a teenager. And then, it's always like when something really bad happens in my life, it's like I want to go to cutting.
Okay. And have you ever been seen by a psychiatrist or a therapist before me?
There, I did. It was a really bad experience. And so that's why I'm really nervous, even talking to you now. Um, but if I'm honest with myself, if I'm honest with you, if I'm honest with everything, I really want to give this a try. But my past therapist, I felt like she was judging me. And so, you know, that was it.
And what type of treatment did she have you on when y'all talked? What type of treatment did you do?
Well, to be honest with you, I wasn't really ready. She wanted me to like write down things and do things, but I just didn't want to.
Okay. And how old are you at this time?
It's probably 25.
And do you remember the name of the therapist that you saw?
Yeah, it was Miss Whitney um Johnson, I think, Whitney Johnson. It was over at the behavioral health center.
Okay. And did she ever administer you any psychiatric medication?
No, no, she recommended some sleep meds,
Mhm.
but um I just didn't want to take them.
Have you ever been a psychiatric patient?
Yeah, yeah. Um there was one time where um I did some heroin and I overdosed and it was really bad and they put me in the hospital for like a week. And that's when my whole family found out. I feel like the black sheep in my family. I was the only one in my family that's ever done drugs
Okay.
and they didn't know I was using and it was just a whole mess.
So no one else in your family has done drugs before?
No, they don't drink, they don't smoke, they don't cuss. I
Okay.
feel like the black sheep. But my brother is like a really good support system for me. Like even though he found out, he's just like, you know what, just get back on that ladder and climb up. Like he's always been really supportive.
Okay. And then are you currently drinking or doing drugs, or have you done any in the recent before we talked?
Yeah, I've I drank a bunch last night and then did a little coke and just but I haven't done anything today. And I'm really like I'm kind of anxious, like I want to do something right now
Okay.
just to not feel.
And have you ever been treated for substance misuse in the past?
They wanted me to, like when I went to the hospital and had my overdose, they wanted to put me in a treatment facility for 30 days, but I just don't want to. But now I do want the help.
Yes, ma'am. So when you grew up, who raised you?
Really, I mean, it was in a good home. My parents were together. There was no like hugs. There was no like affection. So even now, like when people hug me or something, it just feels weird. But my mom, she did everything for me and my brother, and my dad was just a workaholic, and I don't really have a relationship with him, but um, it was a good home. But it's like when our parents divorced, it's like everything just came crumbling down, And then I got pregnant at 18, and it's like I just wanted my own family to feel that love, and I got married to the wrong person, and it's just a whole mess, and I'm crumbling.
This is your only marriage? This is the only time you ever been married?
Yeah.
Mhm. And what about your educational background?
I did graduate high school, but as soon as I got out of high school, I was found out I was pregnant. So um,
Okay.
nothing after that.
Now you currently employed?
Well, I am, but I call off a lot because it's like I'm always drugged up. But they seem to be patient with me, and I feel like I'm going to lose that job though at any moment because I do call in a lot.
Has anyone in your family ever served in the military?
Yeah, yeah. My dad was in the military. My brother, he's in the military.
Okay. Have you ever been sexually or physically abused when you were growing up?
Well, there was this one time. Um, I think my dad did something to me. I had a friend over when I was like 5, and we had a sleepover, she went home the next day complaining to her parents that he touched her. And so then my whole family had to move, which I didn't know nothing about it. But my mom kept taking me to the doctor because I was having problems down there. And the doctor mentioned it to my mom. And I don't know if it's just a blackout, but maybe that's why my dad don't want anything to do with me because he feels guilt. I don't know.
Okay. And do you have any medical conditions that would also cause you to be depressed?
Well, my mom has history of depression, like really bad depression. She's on meds, but no one else. I think I've dealt with my own thoughts for a long time, and but I've never been like medically, anything.
Have you had any head injuries?
No, no head injuries.
Have any allergies to any medications?
No, I guess I'm lucky in that.
Okay. And are you on any medication that's not psychiatric for mental health?
Um, right now I'm on Cymbalta, a depression medicine, and Seroquel for sleep. So that's the only medications um, that I have. And I'm also, dealing with legal issues as well. So I have to go to this place and drug test like 2 times a week.
Okay. So that's the first half of our assessment, and I'm going to end it at that note. I'm going to make you another appointment to come back so we can get the second half of your biosocial assessment, and then from there, I will send up. I will make a determination if you will be a good fit for Greenleaf. I am looking towards having you go through our 2 month substance abuse program. I'm also going to look for support, see what support group you will best fit in. I know we have one where we have an attorney who sits in and she helps y'all with y'all legal issues, so we can get you some help on that end. We also have support groups that can probably help you get employment while you're waiting for any circumstances, help you do your resume if you want to go back to school. So, but first we have to do the other half of this biosocial assessment so we can see what programs you will be best fitted for. Is that something you sound like you would like?
Yeah, actually, I'm really excited about that. Nobody's offered me anything like that.
Yes, ma'am. So at Greenleaf Psychiatric Hospital, we try to help the patient get back into the community to be able to sustain a good life and live on their own. So we're going to help you out, but first I have to finish that second half of that social assessment. What about next Monday at 2:30? Would that be a good time, or do you want something earlier than that?
Hmm, that sounds good.
Okay. So I'm gonna have my scheduler call you to make that appointment. And then we'll send you another link and we'll do the other half of your social assessment. And then from that, a couple days later, I could call you back and tell you if we will admit you into the psychiatric hospital and see if we can get you some help, okay?
Okay, I appreciate that.
Yeah, and before we end it, I just want you to know that anything we talk about right now is between us. I don't have to I can't give nothing to anybody unless you sign off on it. If this is a legal issue and a judge court ordered you here to the program, then he'll be the only other person to see, but I don't see that in your record, okay?
Okay.
So you have a good day.
Okay, thank you.